know, I didn't grow up personally. I didn't grow up, I played sports, but I never was a stellar athlete. I was never I struggled with insecurities, and I struggled with basically anything sport related. I never wanted to put myself out there, and I always felt like I was never good enough. And so I struggled with insecurities my whole life, quite literally. Like, I found CrossFit at 30 years old. I had just turned 30. I found it, long story short, I was a bigger human. I was a bigger girl, and I'd lost like 50 pounds as a 30-year-old adult, a mother. So I found it, and it absolutely changed my world. And I ended up doing and learning things about myself, and learning that I could do things that I never would have thought I could, especially as an adult. Like, a lot of people go through that journey in their 20s. We all say, like, man, I wish I would have found CrossFit, or we get jealous of the people who find it when they're 19 and 20. And I found it really late, and just fell in love with what it could do for me. But the way that my brain works is I don't want to just be told what to do. I want to know why it works. Mm-hmm. And why am I doing this? Why is this methodology? Why is this program? Why is this work? And so I dove into the core of it and just fell in love with CrossFit. Through that, decided, well, I better coach it then, because I want to continue in it. And so I coached it for years, and found an opportunity that, you know, our area wasn't going to have a gym in the long term. You know, they were going to go on and do other things. And so we did not want to see it go. I loved it so much that we decided, well, let's work on a 5-year plan. And then the gym started changing quicker, and we're like, well, it's going to be a 2-year. Oh, shoot, it's a 1-year. Found this building, and we're like, well, it's going to be expedited. We ended up with a large group of people working out in a barn in the cold, kind of going back to CrossFit roots, working out in a shop or a garage. And we ended up that year of August 2019 to the end of December of that year, working out in the frigid cold, 3 classes a day, and growing as a community in that scenario. And then starting our gym strong here in 2020 with about 60 members right off the bat. But I think it's because we went through that weird stage of, I mean, you think it's hard to walk through the door and choose to work out when we've got mats and pads and heat. We were choosing to work out in the frigid cold with really janky, hilarious equipment 3 times a day, coaching 3 times a day, and then ended up here with a really strong community in 2020. And then COVID hit. And so, and you know, we talked about it. If you can make it through COVID, I mean, to make it through COVID, you had to be severely dedicated. And we had to be super creative on how to keep our people together and how to keep our business running. And every avenue we weren't prepared for. It was like, let's experiment with this and try this. And so we did everything from dropping equipment off on people's porches with a note that said, you have until tomorrow to do this workout and film it and put it online because we can't get near you, to coaching classes online and streaming them, and anything we could do to be creative, and made it through COVID with a really strong, again, another time of adversity where we came out stronger than we were before. And then, yeah, fast forward, we're now year 5 and have a really strong community, really strong coaching team. It probably wasn't anything that we kept. I mean, it was that during that time we did so much creative things as a community. You know, anytime that we could get together outside in a park, in a school parking lot, anytime that we could, you know, gather a group on the weekends to do a hiking, you know, group, because it was outside and safe. That's kind of stayed as part of our culture, is being together and doing things outside of the gym. Mm-hmm. So obviously CrossFit is about community anyways, but that's the only way we could get together during COVID. We would do anything to get together and be together in the proper ways that we were allowed to. And so we've always had that, like, that is part of our core, organically as part of our core, where our people love to be together in creative ways. So it's not all CrossFit. It's out in a park, it's playing with kids, it's mom groups, it's literally working out in parking lots. So cliche as it sounds is family. That's not even, that's not me as an owner saying they are my family. That, like I said, our people love to be together. We have a lot of family groups here. We have a large community of people in their 30s with young kids. and we do a lot of things based around them. We try to be creative so that as creative as we can. So we provide opportunities for moms and families and kids to be together to where it doesn't hinder them. We're a small community, so there's not a lot of opportunities as there would be, up north. But so providing a lot of opportunities to where moms don't have an excuse not to come. We do, like I said, we do a lot together. We have we do a lot of barbecues, a lot of boat days, a lot of Christmas parties. And as much as obviously CrossFit and fitness are the center of our people, I would say one of our strengths and what people come in and see first off is that we're a very welcoming family. And so that would be the first word I'd use, is family. Myself, yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up here,
yeah,
lived here your whole life, went to Lebanon High School?
Yeah, I did. I even worked there years ago as a behavior specialist and taught a CrossFit class.
Really?
Yeah, because I worked in the tough classrooms and we used it as a therapy. So I'm the director of an excursion train company. So we're right next to the railroad. And
what does that mean?
So we have a train. Like the choo-choo. It's a really long train that it has like a dining car and a couple bars and a lounge and an open top. It's so I'm the director, basically an event planner, and it is an inch from here. It's right next door, and my house is an inch that way. It takes me 59 seconds from my driveway to here, and it takes another minute to get to my parking lot over there. So I'm busy, but my world just like clicks together. So, and that world, they know that this comes first. I've landed just a really great, like, boss and community over there that they know that they'll always lose to this. So they don't fight me for it. Because they know how passionate I am about this and about health and wellness and CrossFit. And so my goal would be someday to just do this. I mean, yeah, my goal has always been everybody I'm sure would give the same answer, that they'd love to be paid to do full-time, like what they're passionate about. And so my business partner, he has like we asked him why. We had a coaches meeting last night, and I love what he said because I resonate with it. He said, what else can we give? Like CrossFit's something that we can give, we can gift, we can share with people. It's one thing to give of our time, it's one thing to give of our money, but really to give the gift of like a life change. Like being able to have an effect, a long-lasting, a generational effect on health is incredible. And so, yeah, ultimately is my goal and my dream to be able to have that as my purpose. Oh, I love our doors. I love our doors, and I love that we landed that, and the fact that you can work out in the summertime. It's so awesome to have an amazing cross breeze, but I love when I'm working out and you can look out, because over here it's really beautiful. You can see the mountains and you can see the trees all behind it. It looks into like a park and then the hills, and then when all that's open, we're like in town because we're in an industrial area, but we're not. So we have got like the best view and location, and I love that. I love this place. I mean, that's a crazy question, Randy. I love the art on the wall. I painted that on the other side. I always look in there. I'm like, oh, I love that. I mean, I love it all. Oh, I could probably, the power bill. Our uneven floors. We have like a slope in our floor that, like, if you hit it with a barbell, it just goes that way. But also if you stand on it, it can act like a lifter. So sometimes that's where I'll do pistols, because I can't do pistols very well. Yep. It's just it's a quirky building. It's a quirky old building, but it's great. 5 years from now, Nancy and Derek, we both have the same thoughts. This would be what we do. That we don't have to have. I wouldn't have to have another job. That this could be where I choose to be every day. Not necessarily coaching all the classes, but with an amazing team. So it runs itself. Long term, the way that it is perceived and seen in the community is as a pillar, as the go-to gym, is the one that, you talk about, like, you go to Willamette Valley CrossFit, you go to, we're not a huge community, like 20,000 people, but we're passionate about this community, and so we want to be the go-to. And I think we're doing a good job. We're still 5 years in, still kind of a baby gym. We're learning. I'm always learning. learning, making mistakes, learning the whole way. 5 years from now, I'd love to be, a strong pillar in our community, involved in a lot of things, not just CrossFit related, but that it's the gym that people are like, oh, you go to Willamette Valley CrossFit? I've wanted to try that one out.
Good goal.
Sure.
Done.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.